Hi, my name is Joshua Stanton, and I am a soon-to-be PE teacher. James, I'm going to address your video. You feel that physical education is just a drag. You said that you hate participating, you dislike showing up and running and dressing out. So I'm going to touch on the things that you mentioned in your video about physical education and why you feel that it should not be in schools as a legitimate subject. So the first thing that you touched on was grading. You said that you felt that all grades in physical education should be across the board. Everyone should receive A's if they dress up and participate. We can't do that in physical education, just like we can't do it in other disciplines in school, because physical education, like other disciplines and subjects, is a legitimate subject, right? We have state and national standards that we have to adhere to. So we have to grade just like they do in math and history and other subjects, because we are a legitimate subject, right? We have to grade and we have to assess students as they go throughout the units in physical education and grade them as well. The next thing that you mentioned was testing. You feel that there shouldn't be any testing at all in PE whatsoever. And just like I've mentioned before, we have to assess students on their progress, and we have to get them more proficient in different areas of physical education. And we do that with cues and different things. So we have to test students based on their knowledge in the different areas of physical education. It's necessary because, like I mentioned before, we are a legitimate discipline with national and state standards. The next thing that you touched on was athletic people are extremely annoying to you, right? The people who are in physical education class they think they're in the Olympics, you said, and they're so annoying and people should make fun of them. That's not cool, because there's people who are in physical education who are giving it their all, right? The athletic people that you mentioned, and they're trying really hard. They're not just participating, but they're going for it. Like me, when I was younger, that may be their subject where they're most proficient, or the one that they take pride in and they love with all their heart. There's people in other subjects, like math, for example, who give it their all, and they have a lot of pride about it, about those subjects, right? We shouldn't make fun of them because they love that subject and they give it their all, just like we shouldn't make fun of students who give it their all in physical education class. At all, excuse me. So as far as another subject that you mentioned was changing. You don't want to have to change out of your cute outfit, is what you said. So in physical education, changing into appropriate physical attire is absolutely necessary, and it's necessary foremost because safety. So we don't want somebody going out there to participate in activities who's wearing skinny jeans, for example, or boots or heels, because that's a danger to them and others, right? So if you're wearing those types of clothes, your range of motion is limited. You have a chance of rolling an ankle or even worse. So dressing out in athletic clothes and shoes, absolutely necessary for yourself and for others and for the safety of the class. You also mentioned gameplay. You said that a lot of times that gameplay was at the third to the last day of the unit, and you think that it should just be right away gameplay. We can't do that. So here's an example for you. If someone who is proficient in tennis, who plays outside of school tennis, is in class and we're covering a tennis unit, and then there's another student who has never played tennis in their life, we want that student to be more proficient, who hasn't played before. So we're going to go over the psychomotor objectives with them, and we're going to go over the cues for serving, for example, and for doing a forehand and a backhand, so that they can get down the skills needed for tennis for gameplay. So that's a little bit more of an even playing field. We don't want to just throw them out to the wolves. We want people in our classes, the students, to be more proficient and to learn the subjects that we're teaching. The next thing that you mentioned was teachers. You said that most PE teachers are out of shape and they don't belong there because they are out of shape and they don't practice what they preach. I completely disagree with you. And I don't know, you made a claim that most teachers are out of shape. Most teachers, PE teachers, are not out of shape. I think you just pulled that out of nowhere. There are some PE teachers for sure that are not in shape, but not most of them, like you mentioned, but some are out of shape. And I agree that physical education teachers need to practice what they preach, and they need to uphold their own fitness and health just like they are teaching to others, because physical education teachers are role models for their students. So physical education teachers need to practice what they preach in their lives outside of the class as well. So I agree with you on that, but most PE teachers are in good shape. They're not in bad shape. The next thing that you mentioned was schools should be for academics. PE is not academics, shouldn't be in the schools. I disagree with you there as well. PE is like I mentioned, it's not just about psychomotor objectives and running and jumping and hopping and skipping. So we cover the cognitive objectives as well as we need to in our standards, and we also cover the affective for sure. So it's not just running around, jumping around. We're learning out there. We are a discipline that needs to remain in the schools. We are important for students, and we're not just about running and jumping and hopping and skipping. It's a discipline. The last thing that you mentioned was sweating. You said that when you're wearing your cute outfit, you don't like going to lunch or after class, sitting there in your cute outfit with rosy red cheeks and with sweat dripping down. And I'm here to tell you that I survived high school, and I can understand that kids can be pretty harsh, for sure. But I think we kind of think too much about what are other people thinking. I don't think people will mind if you have rosy cheeks and have a little bit of sweat. If anything, hey, it shows that you worked your butt off and you went for it in that class, in physical education class. And also those students that you think that might be thinking, oh, hey, laughing at you for having rosy cheeks, those same students are also in the PE class. So they're there with you. I don't think you need to worry about having rosy cheeks and sweating so much. But anyways, that's it. I hope that some of what I said can help sway you in a way to understand that physical education is a very important subject in school. And whether or not somebody loves it or likes it, I hope people can understand that it needs to be here to stay. It is a very important discipline. We have national and state standards, and PE teachers, or soon to be PE teachers like myself, this is our pride and joy. And we have so much passion for physical education, and the ways of the old are gone now, and now we're bringing into a new realm here in 2018 where we want all students to be included. We want all students to be important and valued, and we want all students to enjoy PE classes if that's possible. So thank you for listening. James, take care. Bye-bye.